to our presentation on Post-21 transitions. This is for parents, and it's going to provide information about options for students after they graduate high school. Okay, so what will be covered in this presentation? Person-directed planning, and then Post-21 options and requirements. Just so you know, I have not verified many of the resources partner organizations. I just researched them, so I haven't actually been to all of them. Some of them I have, but some of them I haven't. So I'm providing the information and not necessarily saying, like, this is the best thing you should do. That is completely dependent on you and your child and your situation. Okay, so let's start with person-directed planning. So the idea with person-directed planning is that your child should be involved in planning their future to the extent that they are able to. Should be person-directed, directed with your child in mind. Their hopes, their dreams, their wishes, their interests should be taken into consideration. So there's two tools commonly used. One is called MAPS, Making Action Plans, and PATH, Planning Alternative Tomorrows with Hope. So let's just take a quick look at what those are about. So this is from inclusion.com, person-centered planning, PATH, MAPS, and circles. So the PATH process is a conversational planning process. It's adopted by individuals, families, organizations, school systems, and governments around the globe. And it draws on people's capacities to imagine different futures and to think backwards from a future possibility and tell stories about how that possibility might come true. So if you want to learn more about that, go to this website, inclusion.com, PATH and person-centered planning, and you can click here for more resources. And then this is what the MAPS one looks like. And it again begins with a story, the history, and it kind of takes you through what the different possibilities and processes might be. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. There we go. Okay, so what are our options post-21? Your child is 21 years old, you're graduating high school. What are the options for them? We're going to go through these each more in depth, but here they are. Post-secondary school, work, volunteering, a day program, weekly, monthly activities. So the real gatekeeper for post-21 activities is DSO. And Developmental Services Ontario, or DSO, I did a whole other presentation about DSO, so I encourage you, if you haven't already, to look at that for more information. But they do provide passport funding, which is money that can be spent on post-21 activities, programs, and care. And they work with partner organizations. So when we get to the day programs, they work with some day programs to provide funded spots. And like I said, watch the DSO video if you would like more information. Okay, so let's get started. Work, one of the options for post-21. So this could be fully independent, gets a job on their own, no support. Probably very unlikely for our students, but not completely unlikely. Could also be supported through a partner organization. So a place like Community Living might provide a support person, depending on the level of support needed. Might just be, for the first couple weeks or months to get them used to it, or could be forever that they have support at work. There are workplaces for individuals with an intellectual disability. So, for example, the Common Ground Cooperative is a workplace that is specifically for people with an intellectual disability. And the ODSP provides employment support. So once your child turns 18, they will be receiving ODSP if you apply for it. And they provide employment support. However, working will affect ODSP, but that should not be a reason that you don't get a job. Okay, so what are the requirements for your child to be able to work? They usually need to be TTC independent or independently get to work. So they don't want parents dropping them off because, if you fall sick one day, then your child can't go to work. So they want, the expectation would be that they can get to work by themselves. So think about your child and think about whether or not that is a realistic goal for them. Are they going to be able to go on the TTC by themselves to get to work? And if not, maybe one of the other options is more applicable. If that is something that your child can do, then maybe work is for that. And they need to be able to work somewhat independently. So they need to be able to do some of the tasks on their own. So not necessarily have someone beside them all the time helping them. Okay. And then there are job readiness programs. So JDS Toronto has a Path to Work program. This is a 6-month employment preparedness workshops, and they provide job search support and coaching. New Haven Learning Center Impact Work Placement and Vocational Training Program is another program that provides job skills. Job Start is one. Christian Horizons provides a career exploration adventure, so exploring your career interests, creating a customized career plan. Corbrook Steer provides a retail-focused 12-week pre-employment training, so that would be working in a store. They provide training for that. And then Striving for Success is another program they have, which again is employment training. So these programs, some of them cost money. Some of them require basic literacy skills, so being able to read some, write some. And again, they usually want you to be TTC independent because the ultimate goal is to get you to work. And if you enable for you to work, you need to be independent on the TTC. Okay, post-secondary options. So we are talking about colleges here. So our students graduate with a certificate of accomplishment. So they can only apply to certain college programs. It can't just apply to any college program because you would need a high school diploma to apply to those college programs. But there are 14 colleges that offer what's called CICE programs, or Community Integration Through Cooperative Education. The one closest to us, obviously, is Humber College. So they have this program. It is a 2-year program, and students take different courses based on their interests and what they would want to do once they graduate. They also have a culinary employment skills program that is run through Christian Horizons, but partnered with Humber College. You don't have to be Christian to do it, but it's run through that program. Centennial College has a certificate in food processing and packaging through Corbrook. George Brown College has a college vocational program. Frontier College Independent Studies program is a literacy program, and Bright Launch Out program is a private school program. So requirements, money. You do have to pay, although most of the colleges do have a bursary program, so you will be able to get some money, sometimes completely cover the tuition, but there is a tuition. Again, they want them to be able to take transit to get to college because they don't want parents dropping them off in case you are sick or for whatever reason can't drop them off, then they can't go to college. So they want them to be independently able to get to college. And again, having some literacy and numeracy skills, so able to write and do some math skills. This links to a website. Let's just check that out. So on the Connectability website, they have this whole list of educational opportunities after high school. And so you can check that out. They provide a bit more information. Okay, day programs. So these are day respite programs is what they're called. They're kind of like an extenuation of high school. They work on literacy, numeracy, social skills, arts and crafts, maybe cooking if they have it available, that type of activity. It does cost money. So they usually cost anywhere from $40 to $80 a day. Again, that's where that DSO passport money or funded programs through DSO can come in handy because you would then be able to use that money for the program. So again, money, although there are funded positions through DSO, and some day programs put restrictions on students who have behavioral concerns. So you just kind of have to check them out, go on a tour, ask questions, figure out which one is the best for your child. And here is a directory of those programs, again, through Connectability directory, and there's all kinds of programs. This is for all across Ontario, so you just got to make sure you're looking at ones that are in Toronto. Okay. Volunteering is another option. So look at places in the community that they can volunteer. Usually you have to be driven by you, so you'll have to get your child there. Something to keep in mind is that our experiential education team, SEAL team, might be able to help with a co-op placement there. So if you think, you know what, it would be really nice once my child graduates if they would volunteer in a daycare. Well, maybe we can have them do a co-op placement there first to get used to it, know the staff, figure out the routines, have a support person there to help. So yeah, the requirements to volunteer depends on where you're volunteering. Some places will have high requirements, other places might not. And some may require somebody to be with your child. So it might not be something where you just drop them off, say goodbye, and come back in a couple hours. They may require somebody to be there with your child. So it really just depends on where you want your child to volunteer, where your child wants to volunteer. Weekly, monthly programs. So these are another option. City of Toronto Parks and Recreation has programs that they run that are offered for adults. So it might be for an hour on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday. They are all different days, different programs, cooking, social skills, fitness. So you just have to look and see, and they change every season. Community Living has a bunch of programs that they run out of two places called Creative Village and Community Junction, so those are worth checking out. Geneva Center runs programs, Carey's Place runs programs. The Public Library started a program called Leverage Literacy, which was an academic-focused program. And a good place to find these programs is My Community Hub. This is a great website where you can look at different programs that are available. Right now they have lots of free virtual programs, but you could also, you can search by location. So we're looking in Toronto. You can look for age, category, what type, so activity programs, camps, classes, respite, webinars, whatever it may be, days of the week, that type of thing. Okay, so some of these programs are fee-based, so you have to pay for them. Others are free. A lot of the City of Toronto ones are free. There are different requirements for support. So some of them might require you to have a person there to help and assist your child. Others do not. So it just kind of depends on the program. You have to look into that. And no transportation is provided. So you would have to get your child there one way or the other. Okay, and then the last option is staying at home with support from family members. And this isn't our most preferred option, but it is an option. All right, here are some websites. I'm not going to go over all of them because I went through some of them in a previous slideshow, but I will go through this one, which provides information about all the colleges. So this is Community Living York South.ca. And you want to look at the CIC Virtual College Fair section, which was in October, and they provide their snapshots of all the different colleges that exist for our students. So there's one in Ottawa, there's one in Durham, and it talks about, here's the website, what type of placements are available, courses, what is expected. So they have, first reason scholarships specifically for this program here. And there is, like I said, 14 different colleges that provide this program. So worth checking out if that is something that you think your child would be, or would be appropriate for your child. that is it for this presentation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact the school.